Good morning. Can I have your appointment letter and ID, please? Your appointment is 10:30. Is it correct? You can now enter the facility. Here is your appointment letter and ID. Please take off your jacket, empty your pockets, remove your belt, and place them in a plastic bin. Now you can walk through the metal detector. Bring all your belongings. And take the elevator to the second floor. And go to customer service. Someone will assist you. You're welcome.
Good morning. How can I help you today? Can I have your appointment letter and ID, please? Thank you. All right. I found your information. Please have a seat in the waiting area. Immigration officer will call you shortly.
A3, Mrs. Lamb? Hi, I'm Officer Luna. I'm glad to conduct your citizenship interview today. Nice to meet you. I'm good, thank you. Please follow me. Can I have your appointment letter, green card, ID, and your passport, please? Please remain standing and raise your right hand. I need to place you under oath before we start the interview. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Now, you can have a seat. I need to take your fingerprints right now.
Please place your left index finger on the scanner.
Next, switch to your right index finger. Now I will need to take your picture. Can you look at the camera? Thank you. Do you understand why you are here today? Good. Why do you want to become a U.S. citizen? Do you have any questions before we start? Now, I will start with the civics test first. Have you studied for the civics test? What is the rule of law? What is the name of the Speaker of the House of Representatives now? What are two rights in the Declaration of Independence? Who is the father of our country? When was the Declaration of Independence adopted? Name two national U.S. holidays. What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution? Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is one power of the federal government? The House of Representatives has how many voting members? Name one state that borders Mexico. Good job! You've passed the civics test. Next, I will go to the English test. Can you read the sentence on the tablet out loud for me? Now I will read a sentence. Please write that sentence on the tablet for me. Memorial Day is in May. Memorial Day is in May. Good! You passed the English reading and writing test. I will move on to your N400 application. What is your current legal name? VÏN is your current last name, correct? What's your first name? Can you spell your first name? Is that the name that appears on your green card? Do you have a middle name? Have you used any other names since you got your green card? All right. Would you like to change your name? Can you spell your new first name for me? What is your date of birth? What is your social security number? How are you eligible for naturalization? How did you become a permanent resident? Who sponsored your green card? When did you become a permanent resident? What is your current address? Is your current mailing address the same as your home address? How long have you been living at the current address? Have you lived anywhere else since you sent your application? Were you born in Vietnam? What is your country of citizenship? Are you a citizen of another country? Is your mother a U.S. citizen? Where does your mother currently live? Is your father a U.S. citizen? Who do you currently live with? All right. What is your current job? Who is your current employer? What is your current employer's address? How long have you been working there? Where else have you worked in the past 5 years? What did you do there? How long have you worked there? Where else have you worked in the past 6 years? Did you receive any public benefits? Good. How many times have you been married? did you get married? What is the current legal name of your spouse? What is his birthday? Is he a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident? What date did he become a U.S. citizen? How many times has your spouse been married? What is your spouse's current job? How long has your spouse been working there? Where does your spouse currently live? What country is your spouse from? What race are you? What's your hair color? What color are your eyes? Do you have any children? How many children do you have? Are your children biological to you? Do you and your spouse have any adopted children? What are your children's names? Where were they born? Are your children U.S. citizens? Please show me their birth certificates. All right. Have you ever left the United States since you became a permanent resident? How many total days did you spend outside the United States during the last 5 years? When was your last trip outside the United States? What was the purpose of this trip? Do you remember the date you returned to the United States? All right. Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen since you became a permanent resident? Have you ever registered to vote in the U.S.? Have you ever had any hereditary title or an order of nobility in your home country? Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined to a mental institution? Do you owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes? Do you pay taxes on time every year since you came to the U.S.? Have you ever been a member of, or in any way associated, either directly or indirectly, with the Communist Party? Have you ever been a member of any organization, association, fund, foundation, party, club, society, or similar group in the United States? Have you ever advocated, either directly or indirectly, the overthrow of any government by force or violence? Were you ever involved in any way with genocide? How do you define genocide? Were you ever involved in forcing or trying to force someone to have any kind of sexual contact or relations? Have you ever been a member of or in any way associated, either directly or indirectly, with a terrorist organization? What is a terrorist organization? Were you ever involved in any way with torture? Were you ever a member of, or did you ever serve in, help, or otherwise participate in a military unit? Do you support freedom of religion? Did you ever go to jail or prison? What is jail or prison? Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense? Can you tell me what a crime is? Were you ever a member of, or did you ever serve in, help, or otherwise participate in a vigilante unit? Have you ever made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States? Were you ever a part of any group, or did you ever help any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so? Did you ever receive any type of military, paramilitary, or weapons training? Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer for any reason? Have you ever received a suspended sentence, been placed on probation, or been paroled? Have you ever been married to more than one person at the same time? Have you ever been an habitual drunkard? What is an habitual drunkard? Were you ever part of any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so? Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or rehabilitative program? Have you ever gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling? Tell me what illegal gambling means. Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States? Have you ever married someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit? Please define an immigration benefit for me. Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces? Have you ever been placed in removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings? If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States? Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States? Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction? What is a civilian direction? Have you ever lied to any U.S. government officials to gain entry or admission into the United States, or to gain immigration benefits while in the United States? Did you ever try to hurt a person on purpose? Perfect. You passed the citizenship interview. Congratulations. Please review the updated application on the tablet and make sure if everything is accurate. Then please sign at the last page. Now, please look at the Oath of Allegiance section on the tablet. Then sign at the bottom of that page. If there are no other issues, you will get a notice in the mail for your oath ceremony. You should receive the notice in 2 to 4 weeks. Do you have any questions at this point? Great. I'll take you back to the customer service area. You're welcome.